Welcome! This module aims at giving a general introduction on how Copernicus can support local and regional authorities across Europe. As a network of European regions using space technologies, we have matured a long-standing experience over the years in better understanding how space technologies, and in particular Earth observation, are used by public stakeholders in Europe. Through this module, we will share our experiences and look into how Copernicus is currently used among local and regional authorities, which we will call LRAS to simplify. We will look into questions such as, what is meant by LRA? Why is Copernicus useful for them? For what purpose do they use satellite data such as Earth observation? How can local and regional authorities be supported in making better use of the European space system for Earth observation? The module is particularly targeted to public users themselves, but also to commercial service providers striving to better understand the potential profiles and needs of their clients. With this module, we will give you a flavor of the broad use of Copernicus uses by LRA by showcasing concrete examples of interregional collaborations picked on our platform. Since 2014, Copernicus has entered the stage of operability. The European Earth observation system can be a game changer for LRAs on our continent. Indeed, they gain significant benefits by using Copernicus information. When properly processed, Copernicus data can be transformed into useful information. This enables local and regional authorities to take better decisions, plan long-term, and deploy resources more efficiently. The Copernicus for Local and Regional Authorities module features public user experiences as well as concrete examples of interregional collaborations. First of all, we will briefly present NEREUS, a unique network providing a platform to European regions for dialogue, exchange of local best practices and awareness raising in the field of space technologies. Secondly, we will look into local and regional authorities in Europe. How are they defined? What are their differences and what are their commonalities? Thirdly, we will show how services derived from Copernicus fit with specific competences of local and regional authorities. Waste management, urban planning, monitoring of forests are usual tasks that local and regional authorities have to undertake. How can Copernicus support them? Finally, we will show how interregional collaboration is key to NEREUS Copernicus deployment. Indeed, Earth observation is not only about taking beautiful pictures from space. We will see how local and regional authorities tackling similar territorial challenges can join forces instead of duplicating efforts by using Copernicus. Let's start our journey across Copernicus uses by LRAs in Europe. NEREUS stands for Network of European Regions Using Space Technologies. The accent is put on the use of space. Our core mission is to spread the uses of space technologies among European regions and their citizens. Currently, 25 regions from 9 different member states share the governance of the network. They interact with a growing number of associate members representing SMEs, industry players, universities and research centers operating in the European space sector. As a ways of European regions, NEREUS advocates at a political level the importance of the regional dimension of the European space policy. On the NEREUS platform, public user, commercial service providers, as well as researchers find a unique space for dialogue, exchange of best practices and interregional collaboration. Together, they develop strong partnerships, mobilizing solid projects and use interregional collaborations to broaden the uses of space for the benefits of European citizens. Copernicus is a pillar of these initiatives. Why is NEREUS a regional network? Back in 2007, the founding regions of the network signed the political charter, which still today reflects the inspiring values of the network. Regional authorities can give a significant contribution to space policy in the creation of new services for the benefit of citizens and exploiting new emerging markets. In particular, for their capability to ensure an active participation of the different economic and social actors within their territory. They are heavily involved at both ends of the space chain, from infrastructure to applications. Moreover, not all LRAs are regions. At European level, local and regional authorities are defined by one definition: directly or indirectly elected public governing bodies at subnational level, possessing within a given territory, as defined by law, a degree of autonomy from the central government and a set of competences to deliver public goods and services to citizens. However, when we look at the local and regional level at different member states in Europe, there are many variations from one country to another. What kind of variations are there among local and regional authorities in Europe? Different tiers of government, villages, municipalities, districts, counties, provinces, regions. They are in charge of different public policies related to territorial management tasks such as port authorities, forest management, and other. Broad variations related to governance, local government systems, mandates, competences, human and financial resources, including budgetary autonomy, separation of powers, degree to which they are accountable and representative. Broad variations related to geographical characteristics, population size, urban versus rural, with or without coasts, mountains, regions. Think of your country. How is the public administration organized in your country? What competences and responsibilities do local and regional authorities have? Let's look at Europe as a whole. How are local and regional authorities involved in politics in Europe? Now, we have 276 regions in Europe. They are responsible for policy areas linked to the Europe 2020 strategy, ranging from education and training, entrepreneurship, labor market infrastructure to energy efficiency. You have to know that 55% of public investment is done by local and regional authorities. The European Commission recognizes that local and regional authorities are key potential customers of Copernicus-based services and products. In its regulation establishing the Copernicus program, the Commission clearly states that local and regional authorities are Copernicus core users. In its European Space Strategy, published in October 2016, the Commission includes specific mentions to the regional level. For example, the strategy makes reference to the use of European structural investment funds to support research and innovation. Awareness raising, including the setup of support networks such as the Copernicus Relays and the Copernicus Academy network. Innovative and cross-border procurement for space solutions specially targeted to the public sector. Alternative business models providing many opportunities for SMEs and networks of entrepreneurs. The European Commission is committed to making sure that public users are at the center of their uptake strategy. The Copernicus training and info sessions are only one example of the many actions developed by the Commission in this sense. In 2010, the FP7-funded project mobilized on the NEREUS platform called DorisNet standing for Downstream Observatory organized by regions active in space, developed a taxonomy matching available service on the one hand based on Copernicus data with regional competences. On the one hand, local and regional authorities across Europe have defined competences and are tasked with specific functions. On the other hand, the European Earth observation system Copernicus is built to address specific thematic areas such as land, marine, atmosphere, climate change, emergency management and security. Copernicus provides core services in each of these areas and supports applications tackling a broad range of territorial challenges related to these areas. Thus, Copernicus services can support local and regional authorities in their mandatory tasks by providing crucial information for specific challenges related to territorial management. Copernicus and competences of LRAS. There is a whole website on the Copernicus forum dedicated to special services that are very relevant to local and public administrations. This website is funded by the European Commission and the thematic areas are really addressed by two public administrations. Many of these are closely related to administrative competences such as urban and regional planning, public health, tourism. It is a very effective tool for you to use, and we invite you to go on it. Copernicus supports local and regional authorities in many ways, and the information from the Copernicus satellites enables them better to measure, to monitor, to estimate, to analyze and to forecast. For this, satellite data and signals derived from Copernicus have to be processed and transformed into useful information. Potentially, LRAs can develop more efficient planning with many benefits, reduce costs, develop alternative solutions, earn time, innovate workflows within the public administration and contribute to the upscaling of its representatives and even much more. How does this work concretely? Copernicus is not just about beautiful pictures on Earth. Copernicus provides full, free and open access to the data produced by its constellation of Sentinel satellites. The European Space Agency makes available for all the images taken from space on its website. The database is made of thousands of images in different areas, which are regularly updated and serve as a basis for future use, and everybody has access. The section on Copernicus Brief provide potential users with examples of concrete applications in different domains relevant for local and regional authorities. So it's not about talking about beautiful pictures of planet Earth from space. It's about how can we make from the data that comes from the satellite imagery, how can we translate this to useful information for people, companies, and public policies? Interregional collaborations are an effective process to transform satellite imagery into useful information. By exchanging know-how and experiences, local and regional authorities use this information even better. Let us look at concrete examples, and we picked for you the agriculture sector as a field which is of crucial importance for Europeans, not only in terms of economic impact, but in terms of land use, good food production. For example, Sentinel-2 imagery is particularly useful for applications in the agriculture domain. NEREUS published a collection of 26 regional applications using Earth observation data. The collection of 26 regional applications using Earth observation data. You can download the publication from the NEREUS website, and we will provide you with additional examples from your region. The collection is particularly targeted at farmers and decision makers and provides useful information for those tasked with crop monitoring, accessing needs for irrigation, segmenting vineyards, assessing the eligibility of farmers for EU subsidies, monitoring evapotranspiration and water stress, predicting inter-year variation of crop yield. In the agriculture sector, Copernicus supports standard tasks of local and regional authorities in Europe: monitoring, accessing, segmenting, verifying, predicting. Although Copernicus entered the stage of operability and Sentinel data is free and openly available, although local and regional authorities in Europe can greatly benefit from Copernicus-derived services, the use and understanding of the system is very diverse across Europe. There are very many different levels of maturity when it comes to using Copernicus data. There are different interests, profiles, and framework conditions for users. So, what is the level of awareness among local and regional authorities? When you look at an image of planet Earth, you notice that mountains, rivers, earthquakes, landslides, coastal erosion do not have administrative or national boundaries per se. However, there are floods, landslides, earthquakes. Specific territories are concerned and different LRAs are involved in tackling these challenges. Joining forces with other local and regional authorities tackling similar projects has many benefits, especially when it comes to using Copernicus-based products and services. Indeed, what do local and regional authorities share? What are their commonalities? They have to manage territorial tasks: flood, snow, preservation, flora and fauna. They have to implement EU directives, environmental legislation. Usually they do so alone. However, Copernicus not only provides valuable information to respond to these responsibilities, but it also enables local and regional authorities to join forces and work together. Also because local and regional authorities face similar challenges when it comes to introducing new technologies in their internal workflow. Changing the way your work is not easy. It is even harder when it comes to public administration. By joining forces, LRAs can learn from each other's experiences. LRAs share the same challenges when facing the innovation of internal workflow. For example, they have to build the political will to get a mandate to change internal procedures. They have to raise awareness and understanding of benefits and added value of the system. That includes capacity building, education, training, collecting convincing indicators. They have to define profile and needs for Copernicus users. Copernicus is global, but the definition of needs is regional, is local. They have to ensure adequate technical infrastructure. They have to design smart and financing models. Since 2009, regions on the NEREUS platform have been developing model projects to raise their awareness of space technologies and broaden their use for the benefits of their citizens. This experience gained through projects, conferences, seminars, workshops, publications clearly shows that interregional collaborations are a vital tool to broaden and improve Copernicus uses. By working together, local and regional authorities reach a critical mass. When they join forces, local and regional authorities share knowledge and experience. Interregional collaborations allow to pool resources and avoid duplication of efforts. They also solve problems collectively and collectively experience the benefits and added value of Copernicus. If you want to know more about concrete examples of interregional collaboration, NEREUS has a long-standing collaboration with the European Space Agency, the European Commission. On our website, you can look into a joint publication which collects 67 case studies from NEREUS regions in many different application domains. Have a look at how to improve Copernicus uptake among local and regional authorities via dedicated thematic workshops by going through the final project brochure and learn more about potential roadblocks to Copernicus uptake and concrete actions to overcome them. Copernicus is a common good. Let's make it a collective experience, reaping the benefits for Europe's citizens and territories. And this is the end of the module. I would like to thank you for your attention, and let's join us to make Copernicus a collective experience. Thank you.